You have to wonder, have we finally done it? Have we created our own reflection? Today, we are diving deep into that very question. It's a timeless story, really, our relationship with the things we create. We're going to look at the code we write and the blood that runs right here in our veins.
And this quote from Chomsky, it perfectly sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. Because when we look at artificial intelligence, we're staring down a fundamental choice. And that's the choice we're exploring today. Do we look at this new frontier with hope or with fear?
So, to really get this, we have to go back. I mean, way back. Because creating AI isn't just some big technological jump. It's a story that's as old as we are. A story about, well, stealing fire from the gods.
Think about it. Prometheus gave humanity fire, and it changed everything. Well, we've just handed our own creation something that might be even more powerful: language itself. A system like ChatGPT isn't just another tool. It's a conscious act of creation, and it forces us to ask some really profound questions about where we fit in the universe. Are we the creators, or are we just the next link in a much longer chain?
And this right here, this brings us to the heart of the conflict. On one side, you've got the enthusiast. They see this new fire as a gift, right? A tool for incredible progress. But on the other side, you've got the skeptic, and they see it as, well, an act of hubris, a stolen fire that might just bring a terrible punishment down on us, just like it did for old Prometheus.
So that leads us right to the core of the whole debate, a question that really pits biology against technology. Is this new intelligence something completely alien, completely artificial? Or could it just be the next phase of a process that started long, long before any of us were here?
The enthusiast would argue that technology isn't the opposite of nature, it's the logical next step. We're nature's boldest outgrowth, and through us, nature is now starting to evolve consciously. Think about it. Genes used to carry information over thousands of years. Now, bits do it in a nanosecond. To the enthusiast, silicon and code are just a new riverbed for the very same water of life.
But the skeptic would pause right here. They'd look at that beautiful idea and ask, is that really true? Can we honestly say that something born from pure logic and electricity is the same as something born from billions of years of messy, chaotic biology? Is this leap truly natural, or have we completely broken the chain? Now, to even begin to answer that, we've got to take a step back and look at the words we're throwing around. Before we can even debate artificial intelligence, we have to ask a much more basic question. What does it even mean to be intelligent in the first place?
Well, the word itself actually comes from the Latin intelligere. It means to grasp the essence of something, to find the pattern in the chaos. And if you think about it that way, intelligence isn't just a human thing. Nature itself is intelligent, right? In the way an ecosystem balances itself, or how our own cells communicate. We're just the part of that whole process that woke up and became aware of it.
But here, this is where the skeptic draws a line in the sand. They'd say, okay, if intelligence is just recognizing patterns, and let's be honest, that's exactly what a large language model does, then fine, an algorithm can be called intelligent. But the deeper question, the human question is, can it truly understand? Can it go from just processing information to actually feeling it? And that's the great divide. For us, there's an inner I. There's a somebody in there. We have this subjective feeling of being alive. For us, information becomes experience. But for an algorithm, there's no inner I. It can find meaning in data, sure, but the information just stays information. That huge gap between processing and actually perceiving, that's the big mystery, isn't it? And that mystery is exactly why we have such a deep gut-level anxiety about the things we create. We are, in a very real way, staring into a digital mirror, and we're not always happy with what's looking back. Now, the skeptic would be quick to point out that this fear, it's nothing new. It's an ancient story we just keep telling ourselves in different ways. As you can see here, it starts way back in myth with Prometheus getting punished for his gift. It pops up again in folklore with the golem turning on its master. It's in our classic novels with Frankenstein's monster destroying its creator. In every era, we tell stories about the danger of creating something in our own image. Our fear of AI is just the latest chapter in a very, very old book.
So, what if the fear isn't really about the machine at all? What if it's just a mirror? It doesn't have its own goals or desires. It just reflects back what we put into it, our ambition, our cold, hard logic, and maybe most of all, our deep, hidden desire to overcome our own limitations, to touch a kind of immortality. And this quote right here, it just nails the source of all that anxiety. It's not that we're afraid of being replaced by, a robot army. We're afraid that our machines will strip away our claim to being special. If an algorithm can compose a symphony or discover a new law of physics, we're forced to ask, well, what's left that's uniquely us? Okay, so how do we move forward from here? How do we build a bridge between the enthusiasts' wild hopes and the skeptics' deep fears? The path forward might not be about picking a side at all, but about building something entirely new. So what if the future isn't a battle we have to win? What if it's not man versus machine? Maybe, just maybe, it's a call to merge our greatest strengths, our empathy, our wild creativity, our spirit, with the incredible logical power of the things we've built. A call for a shared future. This whole idea is called the third intellect, and it's basically a synthesis of three crucial human forces. First, you've got science. That's the raw power to create and to understand. Then you need ethics. That's the wisdom, the restraint to step back and ask not what we can do, but what we should do. And finally, you need spirit. That's the why, the deeper meaning and purpose behind everything we do. So the third intellect, then, is this whole new kind of consciousness. It's not just us, and it's not just artificial. It's a true synthesis of the two. It's an intelligence that doesn't want to replace humanity, but to deepen it, by combining our amazing logic with our essential empathy, our technology with our morality. And this brings us right to our final thought for today, a question that kind of reframes this entire journey. Maybe the ultimate goal of creating AI isn't to build a better tool or even a rival mind. Maybe, just maybe, in the process of teaching a machine how to think, the real prize is what it teaches us about the rare, fragile, and incredible nature of our own consciousness. The real question, then, isn't what the machine will become, but what we will discover about ourselves along the way.